Yo, what is going on, guys? SCJ here, back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about a possible NBA lockout happening in 2021, or maybe even this year in 2020 for the 2020 to 2021 season. So I've had other videos or ideas that I've been working on, but of course, when I can give my opinion on or sort of report on or make a video on NBA news or a rumor, I'm going to try to do that, as that's been the kind of content that's helped my channel grow. So today, let's talk about the news or the quote that's just been released about the possibility of an NBA lockout in the near future. So I'm not sure when this video will end up getting uploaded, but as of 2 days ago from right now, on Monday, June 15th, a quote was released by an anonymous NBA Western Conference coach who stated that he sees an NBA lockout occurring in 2021. This is what said anonymous coach had to say. I think there's going to be a renegotiation of the CBA. There will be a lockout in 2020 to 2021, and you're going to see something similar to what's happening right now in baseball. You'll see a very different NBA going forward if, in fact, we don't play. So while many feel that said lockout would only happen if the 2019-2020 NBA season doesn't resume, there's still a very good chance that a lockout can still happen after this year's resumption of this NBA season ends up finishing. Many players, ex-players, reporters, or executives have already come out and said that they see a lockout happening anyway. The reason being is this pandemic and the loss of revenue from fans not being in attendance at games. Per reporter Tim Bontemps, NBA executives project about a $1.2 billion loss in players' salary. ESPN's Bobby Marks previously reported basketball-related income would drop by $1 billion and end up being $2 billion, leading to a salary cap reduction of $25 to $30 million for the 2020 to 21 season. This is clearly a huge deal. We have no clue how the salary and the player's salary would be reworked and such, but I'd assume that whatever percentage that the salary cap drops by, that each player's salary would be reduced by that percentage respectively. One of the ex-players who feels a lockout will happen no matter what is Paul Pierce, and while on ESPN's The Jump, this is what Pierce had to say.
Well, me being a former player, I'm gonna tell you this. I think it's gonna happen anyway. You know, I've been part of 2 lockouts, and I've seen how the owners have always got their way in each lockout. And if they have an opportunity, which they will have, whether the players play or not after the season, to get more money in their pockets, I think they will. And, you know, I just think that's the way the businesses have been ran, you know, throughout the history of the league. You know, and this goes back to saying what Kyrie is saying. If the players choose not to play completely, like he said, I mean, it's either way. I think it's going to happen, whether the players play or not. Next season, there's a possibility that we could be playing without fans once again, which is a huge part of the BRI, which is what 40% of league revenue is, you know, fan participation. And so, if we don't have fans next year, you know, how do you come up with the money to pay the players? I know, you know, these owners have big bankrolls, but you know, that's a big part of paying the players is fans revenue.
So that's a big deal to hear that from Pierce, and another huge deal that nobody has really touched on yet is how this will affect guys such as Anthony Davis, who will be free agents this offseason. He originally expected to get a decent pay increase wherever he signed, as his current max contract was signed under the old CBA, so his new max contract would make him a decent amount more than he is currently making since the CBA increased from the previous one. Now with the NBA having to rework the salary cap due to the lost revenue, will Anthony Davis see an insanely large decrease in pay? We have no clue how big of a drop it'll be, but we do know it'll be a pretty substantial drop-off in terms of yearly salary. And lastly, let's touch on a condensed 2020 to 21 NBA season and an extremely condensed off-season. There's an extremely high chance that if the 2020 to 21 NBA season happens, they'll be playing without fans once again. This would mean no fans in attendance and a complete loss of 40% of the BRI, or basketball-related income, in which comes from fans in attendance at games, like Pierce said. So not only would players be losing around 40% of their salary from a normal NBA season, they'd be making less just from the fact that they might play half or 75% of the amount of games that they typically play. Also, you have to throw in the fact that the offseason might be extremely shortened to possibly just 7 weeks, as the NBA wants to get next season started on December 1st of this year, and this season's NBA Finals can possibly go until October 13th. This would mean that not only crazy changes will happen to the NBA salary, but also this NBA calendar as well, as that can have repercussions on not just the end of this season or next season in total, but a number of NBA seasons down the line. The only thing that we really do know as of right now is that the NBA still has a lot of work to do and a lot of numbers to crunch in order to make the players' salaries work going forward and to figure out a plan if they do intend on playing next season. If it ended up taking 3 months to just figure out a plan in order to finish the 1920 season, I'm sure that unless the NBA is already crunching numbers and such behind the scenes, it will take much longer to figure out a game plan going forward. Will an NBA lockout happen? I don't know for sure, but I can 1000% see it happening and won't be surprised one bit if it does in fact happen. I want to know what you guys think though. Do you think another lockout will happen, or do you think everything will go as planned for next season? Let me know down in the comments section below. Anyway, that's going to be it for me today though. If you like this video, then give it a like. If you want to see more NBA content like this or my other videos, then hit the subscribe button. And I'm SCJ and I am out. Peace.